I see you cry when no one's there for you at all. Yeah. And I see you try, yeah. And you're waiting for the when I am everything you need, just put your faith in me and leave your words at my feet, and I'll sweep them all away. And I'll give you perfect peace, 'cause I'm the solution to your troubled days. I am all you need. Let me be the solution. Give it all to me. I'll take everything, and God says I am everything you need. Just put your faith in me and leave your worries at my feet, and I'll sweep them all away. And I'll give you perfect peace. Yes, I'll sweep them all away. And I'll give you perfect peace. Yes, I'll sweep them all away. And I'll get the perfect peace. 'Cause I'm the solution, yeah, to your troubled days. I am all you need. Let me be the solution, yeah, give it all to me. I'll take everything and put your faith in me. I am all you need. Put your trust in me, yeah. I won't ever leave, yeah. And give it all to me, yeah. I'll take everything, 'cause I'm the solution. Whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm the solution, yeah, yeah. Got it. He's the solution. Oh, yeah. God said, I'm the solution to your troubled days. I am all you need. Put your faith. I am all. Put your trust in me. I won't ever leave now, now. Give it all to me, yeah. I'll take everything, yeah. All your hurt, all your pain, all your worries, yeah. Give it all to me, yeah. I'll take everything. Give it all to me, yeah. I'll take everything, yeah. 'Cause I'm the solution. Yeah, got it. He's the solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's the solution. Whoa, now let me be your solution. I see you cry when no one's there for you at all. Yeah, and I see you try. Yeah, and you're waiting for the apart. When I am everything you need, just put your faith in me and leave your worries at my feet, and I'll sweep them all away, and I'll give you perfect peace, 'cause I'm the solution to your troubled days. I am all you need. Let me be the solution. Give it all to me. I'll take everything, and God says I am everything you need. Just put your faith in me and leave your worries at my feet, and I'll sweep them all away. And I'll give you perfect peace. Yes, I'll sweep them all away. And I'll give you perfect peace. Yes, I'll sweep them all away. And I'll get the perfect peace.
What's up, everybody? Transformers, where y'all at? How you doing? I'm TN. I am TN. It's so good to see everybody joining in. I see my family already. Look, if nobody's supporting, my family is on the line. Cisco, I give you a shout out. I see mommy and mother on the line. Hi, mommy. Vivian Johnson. Listen, leave a comment in the comment area so I know who's here. Let me know who's here, where you at, where you from. Say your name so I know who I'm talking to. I'm so delighted to do this Facebook Live tonight and to be with you. You all, this is how we're communicating now. You know, we're quarantined and we're going live. Everybody going live. But we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight, and I just can't wait to present with you all. I see Shay, I see Sean. What's up? Nyoka, Allie, what's up, baby girl? I see Malik, Joel, Keshwani, hey sis from Maryland. Where y'all from? Also put where you're from. All the comments are coming in now. Nicole Brown, my big sis. She's the real veteran at this. Kiss FM if you know what I'm talking about. Jules, what's up? Thank you so much. Tamisha Mills. Yes, everybody is here. This is my family. All right. Y'all helping my nerves to calm a little bit down. Malik, hey. Dr. Tinye, hey, what's up, girl? Oh my gosh, I am just overwhelmed with the love. This is Transformers. We're here. Let's get it crack-a-lacking. The music that was playing, if some of you have heard, hey Justina, the music that you played is actually our guest today. She's in the building. Well, in her building, but our building, the Transformers building. And she is going to come on momentarily. And we're so excited because we have an awesome dialogue for you tonight. So that was actually her song, Solutions. I want you to go download it right now. Download it right now. It's called Solutions. That's one of her songs that we're going to talk about today, along with her story and her journey that I know you're going to be blessed by. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining me. Wherever you're from, just say your name, what city you're from, or what town you're from. Want to know who's in the building? Steve Gordon, he knew me when I was a kid. What's up? Minnie Smith from St. Paul, God bless you. Addie, Florida is in the house. That's what I'm talking about. My nephew's in the building. Dante, what's up? So we're going to move forward because I know that we have a time on this, and I want to make sure you guys stay engaged. So we're here. This is Transformers, as you've seen on the flyer. Thank you guys for sharing it. Thank you guys for, just believing in this. God gave me this idea. The inception of Transformers actually started with prayers. It's this whole COVID thing, right? I was in prayer and I just felt like, man, I'm not doing enough. And people joke on me because they're like, what do you mean you're not doing enough? You've been traveling, you're preaching, you're doing all this ministry. But I was really challenged, right? Because right now we're not traveling. And what you don't know about me, fun fact, what you don't know about me is I'm actually an introvert. I'm more of an introvert than I am an extrovert. I do both, but I'm more of an introvert than I am an extrovert. And so this is like huge for me because I'm the kind of person that unless you ask me to do something, I probably wouldn't do it. I'll kind of stay under the rock. So I'm here. And so I was praying. I was like, you know what, Lord, you have given me a voice. You've given me a light to be a light in this dark world. And I know I need to be doing more. I'm really, really passive. And so in prayer, I was in prayer, and then I read the Bible, and I had sorry, we'll make sure y'all can hear. Everybody can hear. I was prayer, and I was reading the Bible, and it was in Luke 8:39, around 8:36 or so, where Jesus had healed the demoniac. And after he healed him, he was transformed. And so then the Bible says that he wanted to go with Jesus. And so when he went with Jesus, Jesus said, no, I don't want you to go with me. I actually want you to go back to your town and tell everybody what I've done. And so he told him basically to go testify. Thank you, Kishwani. Thank you for believing in me. I love you so much. Go and testify what has happened to you. And oftentimes we can be blessed in so many ways. We can be transformed in so many ways, but we're not telling the story enough. Or perhaps there's not really enough platforms to be able to, deliver that story. So that was pretty much this, right? And then it really connected to the Breathe Transform. If some of you have shared or seen or shared the Be Transformed videos, the Lord has given me, that came out of, Transformation Tuesdays. And then being transformed, because the Bible really calls us to be transformed to the image of Christ. So that's in everything that we do. How can we look more like him? And so this platform really is to allow people to tell the stories of how they've been transformed through just life's journey and their experiences, and how they're using it in so many different ways, whether it's learned lessons or their gifts or their talents, so that they can say Jesus did it. And so I'm so grateful you all here. I'm not going to keep you any more delayed. Please, again, as you come in, sign your name, tell me where you're from, so we know who's in the building. And I'm just so grateful that you're here. So without further ado, our guest is here. This is none other. She is an amazing, they call her by her bio, the it girl, right? Like she got it. She sings, she's an actress. She comes from a legacy family. If you are not familiar with her, comes from the Campbell's family. Warren Campbell is her brother, who is married to Erica Campbell. Many of you know Mary. So she is absolutely amazing in her own right, without the association, because I've had the pleasure to be her friend as God had divinely connected us. And so she's going to share with us today. Without further ado, I want to bring to you my friend, the amazing JOISTARR. JOISTARR, what's up, girl? Oh, we can't hear you. You on mute?
You hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Listen, everybody say hi to Joy. Say hello or throw some hearts and stuff so we can see.
Hi, everybody.
So we can see what's going on the platform here. We want to know that you're here. Tanisha, hey, sweetie. So Joy's in the building.
I'm in
so
the building. Yeah.
Come on, vocals.
You started.
Listen, this girl can sing. I love her tone. I love everything about her. She is truly a blessing. So listen, we're going to get into some of her music and stuff later. For those of you who came on a little earlier, Yolanda, what's up, baby girl from North Carolina? She came. We played her music Solution. That's one of her recent singles. I want you guys to go download that from whatever music platform you use and share that. It's a beautiful song, and we'll talk about that later, as well as another song that is a recent single of hers. And so we're getting into this. This is really like my first live since, well, I did have one live, and that's when I saw a black bear across the street from my house.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was
Congratulations on your first live.
Thank you. So everybody in this building right now, it is a blessing to have you. We're not talking about, the fear of my life because of the animals out here, but that's a whole other story. So here we are, grateful to have this beautiful guest, JOISTARR from Los Angeles. That's the girl. So really, I want to talk about, like, first of all, do you remember how we connected?
Yes, I do. You want me to tell it, or you want to tell it?
Sure, you can tell it.
Okay. Well, it was actually a mutual comrade, if you will. I was filming the movie Strive, and I was living in New York, and a couple summers ago, and filming a movie. And he's like, you need to hook up with my girl Tian. She's solid. She's super cool. Y'all actually remind me of each other.
You going out?
Y'all gonna hit it up. So I was like, skeptical, because it's like, I don't know what to say. I get awkward sometimes when I meet somebody new. So but he was so adamant about it. I was like, okay, let me hit her up. It had been a few weeks. I've been there just by myself. So I hit you up, and we just hit it off like right away over the phone. I'm like, oh my gosh, you sound so nice. And then we end up hanging out. Wait, what did we do? We didn't go to church. Did you pick me up for church?
That was that Sunday, following Sunday, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
We ended up going.
I wanted to go to church. That was the main thing. The main thing was I wanted to go to church. He's like, oh no, you got to hook up with my friend Tian. Like, she'll get you together. Like, she'll pick you up for church or whatever. So I hit you up, and we hit it off. We had a cool little conversation. And you're like, yeah, you can come to my church, and I'll come get you and everything. So it was really cool. And so after that, we just clicked. We realized that we're both Aries, and not to be all esoteric, into the
I don't mind. Aries Nation.
But however, there is an interesting connection with Aries, and I was talking about how, what's in my sign, what's in your sign. I'm like, I got a lot of Pisces in my sign, so I'm a lot more chill than most Aries, but I connect with people. But anyway, it was a great connection, and then we hit it off from there. And then we went and hung out. We went to eat. We went to see Corey Henry, and went to listen to some amazing music I had never heard of him. Yeah, shout out to Corey Henry. He's super fire. Yeah. And so it was my first time hearing him. So we just had a really amazing time, and you helped that whole experience be more of something that was more memorable for me, because it was already an amazing experience to be filming a movie. First of all, being in a movie with Danny Glover is like super huge for me.
Well, let's talk about that. Like, how did you even get connected? Like, let's first talk about, where did the inspiration to want to act, right? Because we're going to get into the singing, but where did the acting come from?
I've been wanting to just do anything on TV at all since I was little. Sing, act. Growing up in LA, you see a lot of movie trucks and lights all the time. So anytime I would see anything being filmed, I would beg my mom to stop, because I would think that somebody was gonna get out and see me, and like the director be like, "Oh my God, that face! We need you right now! Like, come on, come be in this movie!" Like I swore, Lord forgive me, I just knew that was how it went. And she used to tell me all the time, like, Joy, that's not how it works. I'm like, Mom, please just stop, please.
Right.
And God bless her, she would stop every time. So, you know, it's always been in me. And I've been singing and all that since I was little. So yeah, that's where it came from. I just had it in me. It was just here.
And I love that, because there's things that, you know, God puts inside of us, you know, even from early age. Like some people, y'all don't know, I had no desire. It wasn't even on my radar to preach, right? Like wasn't even on my radar to preach. However, I seen God moving in certain instances where I was having Bible studies in college, and you know, I was always telling people about Jesus in school. They would call me the Jesus girl or something. You know, there were instances there, or even I wanted to go to seminary way before I knew I was preaching. And, you know, I just wanted to go just to learn about God from a different perspective. But those were seeds that were being planted. And so it's funny how God will plant certain seeds, but he'll allow it to become fruitful in his timing.
Right.
I don't know if you guys seen Strive. Anybody seen Strive? The movie.
I actually can see it right now. It's on the UMC network. So it just got added to
Come on, congratulations. Can y'all give my girl some like heart and some, you know, some I can't see everything on here, but you know, some hand clapping, some congratulations. That's amazing. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go and see it, because it is absolutely an amazing movie. Brandon Gibson, amazing. So glad to have you building, Brandon. You know, so it's awesome. You know what you're doing. And so she's not only a singer, she is an actress. She is a woman of God. She's a worship leader. Had the opportunity, you know, to actually attend your church in Cali, and your brother's pastor. Hey, shout out to Pastor Campbell and Pastor, and his beautiful
Pastor Bro.
Huh?
I call him Pastor Bro.
Pastor Bro. Oh, everybody's giving you the congratulations. Thank you, guys. That's an amazing accomplishment. And you know, you have to have a certain amount of diligence. So I'm so grateful. So not all of you, you know, if you didn't hear the beginning, this is the sister of Warren Campbell, who is married to Erica Campbell, who you guys may be more familiar with, Mary. And we know him to be an acclaimed, you know, producer for sure. And shout out to them for sure. But I want to ask you, Joy, because many would probably assume or attempt to associate you with your brother. And so in terms of your identity, like, was that ever an issue for you? And how did you handle that from a child?
Growing up, it wasn't an issue for me because I just wanted to hang out with my brother. You know, my brother, I've always tried to be a tomboy just to hang out with my brother. I just didn't like getting dirty. But my brother used to call me Joe. On me and like I was a boy, so I could hang out with him and his friends. Like, this is my brother Joe. He wanted a brother. He didn't want no. He didn't want a sister. He wanted a brother. So growing up, no, it was just like, you know, I was used to being called Warren's little sister forever. I never had a name according to anybody. I was just Warren's little sister. So as I got older and I started to become an artist and just try to figure out and make my own way, I did not want to be associated with my brother in that way because I wanted respect as an artist. I didn't want people, because people already in the industry at the time when I started, you know, just doing my own thing and writing and everything like that, they didn't really believe that I was actually writing songs. They thought that my brother was just putting my name on credits and stuff like that. So when it came time for me to go on tour with Kanye, that's when I changed my name to JOISTARR, because I knew, you know, he was already a very popular producer, and he had produced for everybody, you know, in the industry, and everybody knew him. So they heard the name Campbell, they already associated whoever that was with him. Right. So I was just like, nah, like, I don't want that. I want people to respect me, and I want to earn that respect, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah. That can be tough, you know, trying to have, you know, your own identity when you are connected to such legacy, or a sibling that has already gone before you. So kudos to you for, making your own, coming into your own, and not allowing that to intimidate you. How was it growing up in the Campbell's home? That I'm told you got the docu-series on TV1. Y'all go check it out.
That we don't have that anymore.
Oh, so okay, so it's not current. My bad.
Y'all can go back and look at them.
Okay, so you can go.
We did a season on TV1, but I think they want to move in a different direction than TV1 right now. So.
Okay.
But y'all can go back at the episodes.
Okay.
I didn't hear your question.
Just like, how was it growing up? Right, you grew up in a Christian home, so what was that like? Not only on the music side, but just being in a Christian home.
We played church a lot. Warren was the preacher. I led praise and worship. We made up songs all the time. We could not listen to like R&B music or hip hop or anything like that. Mm-hmm. I just sneak and listen to it because my brother was is still a producer, but he started producing when I was like in junior high school. Mm-hmm. So I would see like music, like recordings of things like DJ Quick and Snoop and like all these people, because he was producing, real low, like when my mama couldn't hear it. but yeah, it was fun. It was I would say considerably, I can't say it was like anybody else's home, because I don't know how everybody else were in their homes, but I know that for me, it was just a home of freedom. Like, we didn't really have too many rules outside of that. Like, we went to church, we did what our parents told us, but I always say our parents pretty much raised us kind of like hippies. Like, we pretty much had the free reign to do what we wanted to do.
Okay.
Like, they tell us like, all right, now if you do this gonna happen.
Right.
I would advise you to do that. That was pretty much my father's way of raising us. It's pretty much like he'll tell us the A to the Z of what may happen, what may occur, and it's like, if you decide, that's on you. My mom, on the other hand, was like, don't do that, don't know, like, I don't more of that, but the balance in our home like made it fun. So as we got older, like when I got in high school, it was just kind of like I could pretty much do what I wanted to do. I was leaving town and going to New York and all kind of stuff in high school. So it was fun.
That's what's up. So then that kind of gives an understanding to some of your segue into, the music industry. I don't know if you guys know, but Joy had the opportunity to tour with Kanye. Is this right?
Yes.
She had an opportunity. Now this was the at the time unsaved Kanye, right? We can quote the unsaved version. The unsaved version. We don't know his relationship with Christ, so I don't want to say that. But as far as, there wasn't a public statement about him being saved, and so I'm pretty sure there was just a lot for you to experience going on tour with Kanye, and especially coming from a Christian home. So what was that like, going, in that type of transition, and then also now with this mentality, like, I got the freedom to do what I want?
Well, Kanye actually had a song, Jesus Walks. So that was like one of his biggest records at the time. When he went on his first tour was called Touch the Sky. So it was interesting because it did not seem too crazy. It wasn't like, he's a rapper that got a bunch of crazy lyrics and stuff like that, because he had a song called Jesus Walks.
Right.
So that pretty much, I don't know. I didn't really think about it, to be honest. I don't think it was like, oh my God, he's a rapper. And because the foundation was set at that point. I don't think that my parents were in fear of what I would do, and I would be like wild or anything like that. I already had the free reins to do whatever I wanted to do anyway. So anything I wanted to do that was outside of what they taught me to do, or to be, wise and be concerned about, I was always honest with them. So we had that open relationship. So when it came time for me to do that, I was just like, all right, can I take a break from college? Can I drop out? Can I? They're like, no, you can't drop out. You're gonna have a business or something. You're gonna have to do something. So I told them I was gonna become a songwriter. I wrote my first song, got a publishing deal off of one song of my brother's publisher, Big John Platt. Hey, Big John. And from there, literally shortly after, I went on tour with Kanye. So it was a natural progression, I think. I don't think it was a huge shock because my brother had already laid the foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like, he stayed in church. He pretty much, my father, I'm a PK, so my father had a church and my brother was there every Sunday setting up and breaking down. So as he was, producing for people, all the artists on death row and all the stuff he was doing. So I think they pretty much were confident that they trained up their children in the way that you should go.
Right. So I would think now we've come from similar backgrounds in that I grew up in a Christian home. Shout out to my mommy on the line watching. And to my sister, that's my momster. So she's like my sister and wants to so she was my mom at the same time. So but yeah, growing up in a home that was strict, similar, I had growing up, I couldn't listen to R&B and stuff like that. I didn't really know what that was until early teens, or even listen to it because we were so engulfed in gospel, the Clark sisters, as we saw the recent documentary, stuff like that. And I would say that even with a good home foundation, I don't know if any of you grew up in similar homes like that. You grew up in a good foundation and your families trust you to make the right decisions. But here's the thing, right? We all still have the decision to go the right way, the wrong way, our way, God's way, Satan's way, our best friend's way. We all got choices to make.
Right.
And so my question to you would be, even with everything that was instilled, what was the real challenges that Joy had to face, knowing that I can handle this? But was there a transformation period being around certain, environments, having gone on tour?
I don't know if it was a transformation period. Let me see. Let me think about that.
Or just influence, certain influences or whatever.
Absolutely. Influences. Absolutely. Kanye was a very big influence on me at the time. At the same time, I'm so headstrong. It's only so much you can influence me to do or think.
Right. Right.
I'm not, I can't be influenced, but I'm not very impressionable, if that makes sense. So certain things that he wanted me to be into, like he wanted to sign me as an artist and wanted me to start being, more arrogant and more cocky in things I would say, like him, like he would do. And I was just, like, nah, that's not me, so that working relationship on that level never progressed in that way because I wouldn't comply. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was very sure of who I was and who I wanted to be and where I was going and what I wanted out of being an artist or whatever, in terms of I didn't want to be something I was not, which is why I believe I've had the great blessing to be in the space I've been in as like what's considered an underground artist, because I just decided to go my own path and not conform. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the most influence I got from him was like being very free with who I was and being sure of that unapologetically. I think it was an amazing thing, amazing takeaway from that situation, pretty much. Other than that, I was pretty sure. I mean, I was the only girl on tour, so a lot of it was, I don't want to be around a whole bunch of dudes. You know what I mean? Let me wear baggy clothes and go to my hotel room and just chill. You know what I'm saying? Because that was my first time away from home at all. So I was like more so scared out of my mind to be too involved in anything else. So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what's up. Tamisha said, stay true to yourself. That's true. You know, like we it takes a lot of courage and discipline to stay true to yourself. Absolutely. When we live in such an influential society, you know, and all the more now with social media, you know, and things of that nature. And so with you being this strong person, being raised up the right way, knowing how to be free, God bless you, because a lot of us still don't know how to just be free in who God created us to be and called us to be and what we believe because of the fear of opinions of people, you know. So I congratulate you even on your freedom. Let's give a hand clap, some hearts out there. That's who the sun sets free. Okay. You know, I gotta get one good church.
Right. We need an organ.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like, exactly, with that B3 Hammond. But, you know, that to be able to walk in that freedom, you know, is a powerful thing, but even on both sides, right? Like, what point are we too free?
Right.
You know? And that can come, it doesn't always have to come in, you know, behavior. Well, how you think is how you're going to behave. But even, you know, sometimes because we can utilize it that, you know, we too free, and then, you know, we have sex and we lying and we cheating and we doing all this stuff. But sometimes even just being so free in your mind, you know, we can stray away from God.
Absolutely.
You know, stray away from the roots because we've come into this self-autonomy, or we've come into this self-knowledge, right? And it begins to challenge the very roots that were planted in us, you know, from when we were children. So where now in your journey do you come to this place? And I want y'all to really listen, because this is a powerful story. We're gonna get to more of the music and get to that. But now, where in your journey now do you find yourself where you've had this foundation, you know, you've had this freedom, you've been, you know, exposed to different arenas of music and lifestyles and that of this nature? Where now does this point of being challenged? Have you been challenged in your relationship and faith with God because of now the freedom that you've had, not only to do whatever you want, but even just in your mind and in your heart? At some point or another, we all come to face this God, right, that has created us. And so did you ever come to this place now where now this relationship is challenged?
I was already atheist when I went on tour with Kanye, you know, so.
Wow. Okay. Take us back to how we go from being a child of God, you know, raised up the right way, singing songs in church, your brother's, you know, practically a pastor, all this stuff. And here, this beautiful, gifted daughter that, and shout out to mommy, I love her. I love and your dad, I love them. But how does she turn into now an atheist? This is real, y'all. Like, we don't talk about this stuff, but an atheist, like, I don't believe in God.
Yeah. Well, interesting. It's interesting. Being raised to be free, I had the blessing to be free to think on my own, to have my own, come to my own conclusions of things I heard. You know, in a dictatorship in my home. I wasn't raised that way. So my grandpa Campbell, God rest his amazing soul, he was dying of cancer at the time. I was in junior high school. And I just kept praying for him to be healed. I'm like, God, you got to heal my grandpa. You have to heal him. Please heal my grandpa. Please heal my grandpa. Like every day, all day, he's, you know, laying in the bed and and it progresses, and now he's on hospice, and you know what I'm saying? He's just laying there basically dying, you know. So I'm just praying, and he ends up dying of cancer. And I just think in numbers, you know, it just didn't add up. So in my mind at the time, it was like, okay, 1, I prayed, plus 1, there was no answer, and my prayers was not answered. So that equals 2. There is no God. 1 plus 1 equals 2. To me, it was just plain and simple, cut and dry. So from there, I didn't believe anything I heard. I started to view it as like, oh, this is just something my parents were taught. So that's why they're teaching me this. They don't even really know. Because how do they know? They weren't there. They weren't there with Peter and Joseph and Matthew and all them. How do they know?
It's real. Yeah.
And now they're telling me this, which I understand, but it's not real, because if it was real, Grandpa wouldn't have died. You know, I would still have my grandfather, you know. So by the time I got on tour with Kanye, it's a wonder that I didn't go so far. I mean, that's already as left as you can go. You know what I'm saying? It's a wonder that I didn't turn into just this wild chick. You know what I'm saying? That you know, never experienced leaving home, and I'm now I'm traveling the country. That was nothing but God's grace. So it was actually on tour with Kanye that I discovered that God really existed, because I was writing, you know, I was writing songs and all this stuff, and I experienced this crazy writer's block. So I called my brother, and I'm like, bro, I just caught him crying, and he's like, what's wrong with you? Like, he thought something, you know, happened. I'm like, yeah, bad or whatever. And I'm like, I can't seem to, I told him I couldn't seem to write a song. Like I'm sitting there trying to write, and I don't know why. He's like, well, just work through it. Like you just gotta just work that muscle, and you know, and some time progressed, and I could not write a song. It was like a 2-year span of me having like this ridiculous writer's block. And so shortly after that, like maybe a few months after that, my brother calls me. He was like, yo, God is not going to bless your efforts when you know better. He's like, you have to be accountable for what you know. And there's no way God's gonna bless that. So until you fix that, whatever that is going on, you're not gonna be able to come out of this. You know, and so, you know, after that, I was like, man, I don't know what to do. I felt in between like a rock and a hard place, kind of like, all right, decision is yours. Like, it's time to choose. You have to choose. Like, do you want to be who God created you to be? Or do you want to walk this path and become this thing that you create, this character, this JOISTARR, whoever you think JOISTARR is, and whoever Kanye thinks JOISTARR should be, or this person or that person, or do you want to be who God created you to be? So I remembered this prayer that my father told me he prayed when he found God. He prayed, God, if you are who you say you are, show me. So I was in my hotel room one day, and I literally prayed that same prayer, like, God, if you are who you say you are, show me. I was saying things like, God, I don't see you. I don't hear you. I feel like I'm praying to the air. Like, I feel stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm saying stuff. Y'all don't hear no answer. Like, I don't know if it's my thoughts or if it's you saying something to me. Like, I don't know. You have to show me who you are. From there on, it was like I'm already an introvert. I already can be a hermit, you know? So at that point I became even more in my own world, and started to really see people for who they were. Like, it's almost like I could see their spirit first. Like my discernment started to grow strongly, and God started to reveal to me things that it was unbelievable. God just showed me really who God is. Like I started to feel the presence of God way, like, well, I didn't at all, but I started to actually feel the presence of God, because I actually remember feeling the absence of the presence of God. So I knew the difference. And I just knew I never wanted to be in that space again of like the absence of God is like, it's like, it feels like I could like cry right now. It feels like you are dead walking, like you just don't exist, but you're still here. It is the worst feeling. I wouldn't wish that feeling on my worst enemy. it's terrible to feel the absence of the presence of God, you know, to be in that space where it's like, oh, you dang near reprobate mind type, you know what I'm saying? You deny me. Okay, cool. I don't exist to you. Cool. Let me go about my business. That feeling, oh my God. So yeah, so it wasn't until then where I started to feel the presence of God, and I started, you know, just talking to God more and just being like, all right, what should I do about this? What should I do about that? And God would just show me people and things. And then I started to pray that God would reveal to me when God is speaking to me, when the Holy Spirit is speaking to me, and when I'm just, you know, believing my own thoughts. And then that became a journey. And then all of it just came together, and it all worked for my good, you know, just like the word says. And then, you know, then my brother started talking about he was going to start a church. I still wasn't interested in going to church, because to me, I felt like church people were just the most judgmental, just
oh boy,
judgmental, double standard having, I mean, the worst. Like I would come home from tour. At the time, Erica and Tina, Mary, they were huge as gospel artists. I had no clue how huge they were as gospel artists, because that was just disconnected from that world. I was on tour with Kanye. It was just different. I wasn't really interested in going to the church events and stuff like that, because every time I would go, people that I knew would be like, I saw you on tour with Kanye. Like, we ain't seen you at church. It was just like the worst feeling. Like, y'all just the weirdest people, you know? So I just wasn't interested, you know? So that being said, my brother is saying he's going to start a church. My thoughts were, oh, of course I'll come visit, you know, because it's my brother. My brother's starting a church. Like, why wouldn't I, you know, visit my brother's church? But when he started the church, around the time, a few months before he's about to start the church, I will never forget, it's me, my mom, and my brother having breakfast, and he's talking about everything going on in the church and how, you know, first service is coming up. It was going to be on Easter Sunday. And so he says, like, so you're not going to like sing on the praise team? Like, so I was like, yeah, I'll sing alto, like, you know, I'll sing on the praise team. Like, if you want me to help out, like I can usher or whatever.
That's how it starts.
Do something, you know. And he was like, okay, that's cool. I was like, you know, at the time, like, it was a hiatus or whatever on tour. So I was just like, yeah, I'll come, you know, I'll be there. So here comes first service. Erica was always supposed to lead praise and worship, right? So the first service, Jonathan McReynolds is there, like our whole family is there and everything. So Erica's running late with the kids. So Warren comes to me, he says, hey, if Erica doesn't show up, if she's too late, I'm gonna need you to lead. I was like, no, and no, I don't know how to do that. He's like, yes, you do, Joy. Like, I need you to, like, bro, absolutely freaking not. I cannot do that. Like, you know, I barely believe. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Doing like, I just got back over here. Like, I don't know what I'm singing about. Barely.
I haven't dropped my bags yet. Like,
listen, I just want to sing alto. Okay. Right. And so he's like, nah, for real, I'm gonna need you. So the whole time, it was the longest 10 minutes ever in life. I'm staring at the door, like praying, like, God, please. I'm like, Erica, oh my God, if you do not walk in the door, oh my God. So she didn't show up. She was like maybe 3 minutes past or 5 minutes past the hour or something. But anyway, Warren's like, all right, go ahead. I'm like, oh God. I went and I started singing, and God literally touched me in a way that I've never experienced his presence ever. And so from there, I remember Erica telling me shortly after that, she was like, you know, you're anointed to do this. And I don't know what exactly, you know, is going on, but I really need you to pray about it. I really need you to, you know, see God on it. My brother said the same thing. And then I was just like, you know, I really want what God is. I want to fulfill my purpose. You know, I just really want more of God than I do anything else. And that's where I was at the time. And God's time is so perfect. because like coming from all of that to now being like the praise and worship leader and being a licensed minister and all that, is just, the journey is so crazy, because here I am, you know, just wanting to sing, growing up, just wanting that, and just and going through that space of like, all right, there is no God because I prayed to you and you didn't answer me. And God even showing me through that I was right there. Like, it was all for your good, because it had that not happened, I wouldn't even have this testimony. You know what I'm saying? I hate that I missed the part about the church in New York. That was.
Oh, you didn't miss it. We still on. You didn't miss it. But before we get there, I just want to interject about that. Yes, Whitney. We love how God sets this thing up.
Yeah.
It's because, you know, this whole had to happen. Sometimes we can get so caught up in those moments of life, right, where we doubt God, or we choose to go our own way, or whatever that is, and we can have a tendency to live there, right? We can have a tendency to live there, or not even forgive ourselves for being there, not realizing that this God allowed this.
Absolutely.
Like God straight allowed this, you know, like, and we don't like those parts of the stories. Like, we don't like to be heartbroken. I don't like to be heartbroken. I'll tell you right now. Like, I've been heartbroken. I don't like to be heartbroken. You know, it was a part of my journey. It's a part of who God made me to be. You know what I mean? I came up in a wonderful, loving home. My parents were separated. You know, I had to go through life with the journey of why I didn't have the two parents, or why I didn't have this, or why I didn't have that. We all have our stories, but the stories that had to happen stories, those are the moments, those are the transformative stories that had to happen, that you know, this spouse, God forbid, had to pass, or, you know, you had to lose your, God had to not answer your prayer, just so you can see how sovereign God is and who God is, so that because you don't understand, but he's the omniscient one, he's the one that sees the beginning from the end. Right. And that's us. We're so myopic, right? Like, can anybody be honest in the chat room? Like, look, I've been very close vision with just how I think life should go. But when we can learn to allow, you know, the honest mistakes of life and learn from them, those are the transformative pieces. So if y'all do get a takeaway, it had to happen. Ha ha. It had to. But take us back to the whole church scene. I mean, Joy talked about the church being horrible and cruel. We don't want to be honest about that, right? We're supposed to be the ones who represent God, represent the light, represent love. You know, have you guys had experiences where I'm looking on the right? Let me look in the camera. Where, you know, we could be ugly, nasty. Tell me about that. Like, where did you have this? I'm sure many times, but I'm sure there was a moment that really kind of rubbed you.
Yeah. Actually, I was on tour with Kanye still. And this particular time, I was in New York hanging out with my cousin, and I just wanted to go to church. I'm like, I just want to go to church. I hadn't been to church in years. And so I'm in Harlem, and I see this church. It's like a white church or whatever across the street from this liquor store. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to this church, right? So I had on this jacket that my father bought me, this goose down coat. It was all the way to like my ankles, right? And I used
to fat goose.
It was like my safety net. Being away from home, you know what I'm saying? And I wore it every day, all day. I don't care if it was summer, because I was the only girl on tour and I didn't want dudes looking at my body. It was just several things. So I got on my coat and some Ugg boots. It was cold. So I go and I'm trying to open the door, and the door seems to be locked. So I knock on the door, and this man, I guess he was a deacon or whatever. He opens the door and looks me up and down. He's like, can I help you? I'm like, yeah, I just want to come in church. And he's like, he looks at me and he's like, I'm sorry, you can't come in here like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm completely flabbergasted, because I'm like, I don't even know what to say, like how to respond to that. So I say, I just want to come in church, you know. And he's like, yeah, you can't come in here like that. And so there's a guy a few feet away from me. And he's like, yo, she just trying to come in church, yo. Like, why you won't let her in church, yo? Like in true New York fashion.
That's all Harlem. Where my Harlem people at? That is all. What up, yo? Like, what's good?
Yeah, he's like, yo, she just trying to come in church, yo. Like, why you won't let her come in church? And I'm looking at him. I'm looking at the deacon. I'm like, yeah, I just want to come in church. Like, I just want to come in church. And he's like, I'm sorry, you can't come in here like that. I'm like, you mean to tell me? And I literally said this verbatim. I said, you mean to tell me I can't come in church? I said, I could be on my way to kill myself. Like, what if I was on my way to kill myself and this was like my last resort and I'm coming to you and I'm asking you if I can come in church? This man literally said, I am sorry, and closed the door in my face. And I was so hurt. I cried. I was like, I can't believe, like, and my tears weren't of sadness. It was like anger. It was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to punch that dude in the face. Like, how I'm like, before he closed the door, I'm like, you better be glad I know God. And at the time I was still teetering. Like, you better be glad I know God, because like I was ready to fight this grown man. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I might be small in stature, but you know what I'm saying? My brother didn't raise no punk. So,
I got you. I'm here. I get it.
So I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I will fight you. Oh man, like, I'm angry at you for making the decision to be such an idiot. And I could say that without blinking. He was stupid and he was an idiot for doing that, because he didn't know who I was. He didn't know anything about me. He just literally shut the door in my face. And I'm like, if I, God forbid, if I was in that space to like literally be like, all right, I'm done with life, that's blood on your hands, sir. How crazy can you be? You know what I mean? And, you know, God's still working on me to let stuff go, because I was several years, Grandpa Campbell done taught me not to trust people and not to let stuff go. However, you know, I forgive that dude. That's the first time I've ever even said that out loud. Like, sir, whoever you are, I forgive you, because you didn't know what you were doing. You were ignorant to the fact, as they say, and you didn't realize the impression you left on me. You know what I'm saying? And I never forgot that, ever. And if I think about it long enough, I cry. I still get emotional about it, because I know that there's still people in church like that. You know, just nasty, stinking attitude people, you know. And I spent a lot of years not going to church, so I see it from a completely different scope. Like, you know what I'm saying? My vantage point is different. I didn't just go to church every Sunday all my whole life. I spent a lot of years away from that culture, you know, of faking a hello, or faking I'm gonna go eat with you, but then I'm gonna talk about you when I leave. You know what I'm saying? Like that, that's just foreign to me. You know, if I don't like you, I don't like you. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fake that. I'm gonna try to get to know. I'm gonna try to find the root of that and see what's the disconnect. And I'm gonna actually talk to you, but about it, like, hey, there's a disconnect here. I don't know what that is, because that to me is showing the love of Christ, like trying to come to my brother or sister against them, right? You know, before I pray. That's what the Bible talks about. So those principles and values that people, I feel like, should have in church, they just don't have. So I don't even hold it against him, because it's still going on today. Like, people quarantine is still having a stanky attitude in the church, you know, church people, you know what I'm saying? So at this point, I just pray that people start to wake up and start to see themselves, as opposed to always pointing the finger at everybody else that's not like them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just interesting for me to just watch. Like, I watch it like a movie. It's like everybody's a character, and I just watch everybody. I watch how they interact with each other. I watch how they have their little side eyes and little whispers after they didn't hug somebody, like, hey, how you doing? Oh my God, you're looking good. Like, look at that hair. And they're like, girl, why is she still wearing that? It's just weird to me. It's mad weird to me, but hey, it's people. People are people-y, and not just in church, but in the world. So
people are people, and it is unfortunately a culture that we've developed, you know, in church, especially for many of us that have been in church for so long, right? Some of us, that is our world. That's the most that, you know, we've ever engaged life outside of work, if we have jobs, you know, and so it becomes this world that we've created, and, you know, we have really superseded the intent of what God has laid out for us as being the light of Christ. And I really think that man, you know, unfortunately, who locked you out, that was just not an experience just for you, but I think it was an indicative of how we as the church close out people, period. You know, we're the gatekeepers, but we've never really been inside. We've never really had a relationship. You know, we're at the door to say, I go to this church, but we've never been the church.
I love your accent. We at the door. I love it.
Like, my my best friend Stephanie, she on here. That blame them. Door, say door, water.
Yeah,
door.
But you're right. You're right though.
You know, we're the gatekeepers, but we never been inside really. You know, like we don't have a relationship. You know, and we've created this who gets to come in and who gets to go out when we've never fully been in, and we're turning away people who actually can see the difference.
Yeah,
you know, they're not blinded by this facade that we've created, and it's a dangerous place. And so I'm grateful for you.
Thank you.
That you were able to come out of that experience, thankfully not committing suicide, thankfully not saying I'm done with God forever. Transformers, listen, we have to be so careful because we never know the person that we're encountering. We never know. It may not be that specific, you know, instance where Joy, you know, had somebody at the door, where she was at the door and somebody, you know, locked her out. But we can lock people out in so many different ways just by being right inside the church. Just like she said, a nasty attitude, you know, not loving. And it's like, what? If we're supposed to call those out of darkness into light, we'll never call them to light because we're actually shedding more darkness than you know, than is out there.
Absolutely.
You know, and so it's really a reality check of, have I really been transformed? Because when I'm really transformed, I should be able to see the other side. I should be able to know both sides. I love how you said, you know, once you came into the presence of God and you really experienced that, you knew that you was the walking dead before that. And you never want to go back to that place. Some of us, we don't know the difference because we haven't fully been transformed. We haven't fully allowed, you know, been honest about where we are. We still playing church. And it's not to say that we're going to be perfect. We still make mistakes. I still make mistakes. I still fall. I still ask God, you know, for forgiveness, because the Bible says that, you know, our righteousness is as filthy rags. But a lot of us, we still playing. We're still playing, and souls are at cost. So God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you.
You know, just for sharing this. You are a light. And tell me about that, a little bit more about that moment. And listen, I want you guys to stay on. We're going to talk a little bit about her music. I'm going to ask you guys to ask her some questions if we get enough time. At least we get 2 or 3 questions in. I want you to hear one of her songs. One of the other songs we played, Solutions, in the beginning. We'll talk about that. And then one of her other songs we're going to play for you guys. But this is all a part of her journey and how she's been transformed, and she's transforming others, and she's transforming us right now as we listen. So grateful to you for that. But I want you to go to this moment of that identifiable, like this journey of you're on tour, you're not really believing, but now your writing is stagnant. You can't, it's like you're stuck. And then you have this moment where it reflects back to God. What was that impetus? Like what was that, right? Over the 2 years, you can't write, but what was that? That's like, was it a giving up? Was it and this is for people who are trying to really come over, you know, like really trying to make that transition. What was it in those moments, or what was happening around you that's like, nah, I got to make this, I got to transform over here?
Just seeing the progression of Kanye become the biggest star in the world, you know, being there to watch that journey from the start of it to seeing him be globally known, and watching how people start to gravitate to him more and start to literally praise him like he was like a god. And I remember feeling like wow, I don't want that.
Wow.
Whatever that is, that I don't want. I remember this particular day. Like every year we would go to Europe, and he was building his name and everything. And the first 3-4 times we went to Europe, the shows we would do would be at like very small clubs. The audience was sparse to be like 15, 20 people, you know what I mean? That's it. And this one particular time, we had come back to the States after being overseas for like maybe like a few months or whatever. We came back, and we were, I believe, in Texas. We did this show, and you know, when you at a venue, when you're about to do a show, you're there before anybody gets there, like any of the audience or everything. So we're there like in the back, and Kanye and I happen to be in the dressing room with the wardrobe styles, whatever. And we just was talking. We have been talking for so long that it was time to start getting ready for the show. Well, we heard all this commotion, like a bunch of voices, and we weren't used to that because it was just like, you know, he wasn't as popular, you know what I'm saying, at this point, until this point rather. And so we looked out the door, and it was like all these people backstage, like walking around, and we were just like, where is all these people coming from? Like the place was super packed. It was like, you know, it was like it was polar opposite from what we were used to. And I remember feeling like, yo, this is really crazy. Like these are like a lot of people. And that part of me that's very introverted started to like really come out like, yo, whatever that is, I don't know if I want that. So then I started to ask myself, why do I want to be an artist? Like what am I connecting to? Am I connecting to the people praising and like, oh my God, you're so amazing, like just like all that? Like what do I really want? Like why do I want that? You know, why do I want celebrity? Like what then what? You know what I mean? So I started to ask myself those hard, honest questions, and I started to talk to God about it. Like, God, show me what I'm supposed to be doing, you know? Because at the time I was very cool with just being a background singer. I got my fix of being of singing, of traveling, and then the luxury of not being noticed. And so it was the best of all the worlds and wrapped up in one. So I remember literally asking Kanye if I could just sing background with him forever. He was like, nah, you too dope. Like you can't sing background forever. Like you're a dope artist. You're gonna have to like be an artist. And at that point I was like, dang, I really love it. I like maybe God is calling me to this, even though I'm trying to do this.
Yeah.
You know, God is calling me to greater, but I don't want it like this. So I don't know, God, like I don't know. You're gonna have to, you know, show me. So me seeing that was what allowed me to come to that space where I'm like, all right, God, whatever you have for me, let me desire that. Let me not desire anything outside of what you have for me to desire.
That's right there. His will, like to be able to come to that space and say, I want this, or I think I want this, or why am I, asking the questions and to be able to really look at yourself introspectively and say, whatever you want is what that's a hard thing to do. And a lot of us don't have the courage to come to that space. What was the courage behind that?
The courage was like, man, I actually feel the presence of God. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, I feel you. I know you're here. I know you're with me. I can feel you, even though I can't audibly hear you. There's something in my spirit speaking to me, and I know it's you. And I know that for a fact. So that in and of itself was enough to remember the absence of that. And so like, all right, however I can hold on to this and make this even bigger in my life, this is what I want to do. Like I want to do that. So God started to give me songs. So when I wrote Solution, I actually wrote that song for Erica. Like I wrote it and I thought of Erica. So I called Erica. I'm like, hey, I wrote a song. I think you'll sound really good singing it. So I sing it to her over the phone. No, I called my brother first. I told him I have this song for Erica and sing it to him. She's like, well, call her, whatever. So I call her, I sing it. She says, like, Joy, I think God gave you that song for you. And I was like, this is a gospel song. You didn't give me this song for me. You sing gospel. But, you know, quiet as it's kept, Erica's always wanted me to sing gospel.
Yeah.
She'd never imposed that on me. She just wanted me to come to wherever I needed to come to in my relationship with God on my own. So I was just completely like, what? Like, I don't even know how to receive that. It's like, yeah, you should sing it at church. Like, really? So maybe a few Sundays later, I sang it at church, and it was like God audibly was like, this is what I've been trying to get you to do the whole time. And I've been waiting for you to decide that you were going to say yes to how I wanted you to do it, not the way you thought it should be. Not your plan of how you were going to get there, but the plan I have for you, the plan to prosper you and to not harm you, to give you a hope in the future. Just like Jeremiah 29:11 says, you know, so me knowing that God always wanted me to be the bridge, so to speak, between the people that believe and do not believe. The story had not been written yet because I was refusing to write the songs and sing them. You know, I was writing them, but tucking them, but writing them, but not really recording them. And so here we are.
Here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, JOISTARR. She's a transformer. She's been transformed and she's a transformer. This is amazing. God bless you, Joy. I thank you for sharing your story. That's right. Pastor Alex Williams is on with us, y'all. This is awesome. And it takes a lot of courage to be transparent about, you know, our journey, where we are and where, you know, God bless you, Tim. Thank you. You know, things that we've had to go through. And this is what this is all about. You know, our journeys, those moments of transformation, how we've gone through the experiences and how we utilize that, our gifts, our talents to be able to transform others. Look, I'm a transformer. You're a transformer. I want to play this song. Make sure you go get Solution. She talked about this and you know, that really is the essence of the song, right? God is the solution.
Yeah. That is the essence of the song, that no matter what you're experiencing in life, no matter where you are mentally, God is the solution. And yeah, so the song that the video you have is Wait For It. That's actually the song that I did right after Solution was about to be released.
Okay.
Wait For It is actually a song about celibacy and about waiting until marriage.
Nice.
What I did not realize is the video, if you watch it on mute, looks like I'm trying to say, like, come and get that thing. But I didn't get it. I know. Right. So moving forward, I want to make sure that my music reflects exactly where God has me. So lyrically and everything, that song is about actually waiting. Like, if you listen to it, most people that hear it are like, oh, this sounds like this is cool, but I'm talking about waiting until you get married to have sex.
I love it. Wait, let's play a real quick. I know we getting close to time. Let's play a piece of this.
Okay.
We'll put the video up and we will hear the audio, so no one will be confused.
Yeah,
because we ain't married yet.
Not yet. Right.
So let's go to the video real quick. We're gonna play a clip. I want y'all to download this music. Solutions is gonna
download it.
I've been listening to it all day, all leading up to this interview. So Solution
on My Block. It's on the My Block compilation. You can get on iTunes. You can download it, stream it, both songs.
All right, perfect. So make sure y'all do that. All right, let's support her. She's doing amazing work, and she is not afraid to shed the light. She's a transformer. Let's go. So let's listen to this video or watch it. No audio.
Someone would do right now, but you know that I'm feeling you. I'm just trying to get my body looking good like it's summer right now, cause I'm trying to be next to you. Later, in the bed with my love and love. I just wanna be loved. Come away with my love and love. I'll go anywhere with your love. But I'll wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Can you feel the time buzzing up right now? Oh, I'm not so good. Feel the time buzzing up right now. It's been so good. Oh, I'm so good. I'm trying to see what's someone doing right now, but you know that I'm feeling you. I'm just trying to get my body looking good like it's summer right now, cause I'm trying to be next to you. There's my love and love. I just wanna be loved.
Oh, Joy muted hers. Can y'all hear me? So that was a Can y'all hear?
You're frozen.
How about now? Good. Perfect. All right. So that was a clip of Wait For It, guys. Y'all can go online and watch the rest of the video. Make sure your audio is up. Yeah, Pastor Alex. It really, I really liked it. I was like, okay, let's go. Let's get it. I love
this getting on IG trying to hit my mama up or something.
Say that again.
I don't want the church mothers trying to hit my mama on IG talking about what the baby doing.
Exactly. You know they will. They always watching, but that's a good thing. So listen, I want you to support Wait For It. Also, Joy, tell them about Wait For It Wednesdays.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait For It Wednesdays. I have I go live every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. That'll be 9 your time.
Yep.
But I just go on and talk to people about different ways that we can wait, while we're waiting, things that we should be doing while we're waiting. I also talk about what we could be doing to build and leverage ourselves with our finances and business, because I always say that I'm a businesswoman, entrepreneur that started making money off of a hobby, which was singing. So my mindset is a lot different than my peers that are musicians. So I always find it interesting, the conversations that we're having, because it's not just about not having sex before you're married, right? It's about what you're doing to prepare for that, if that's what you choose to do. If you want to be a mother, if you want to be a wife, you know what I mean? There's preparation for that. Esther, she wasn't just literally sitting and waiting. She was actually working, doing whatever she was doing. Being a virtuous woman requires certain things that a lot of women nowadays are not even thinking about those things. They're just trying to make sure their appearance is good so that they can be chosen. But what they're not, really paying attention to is what is going on the inside and how to prepare that while you're waiting. So that's what we talk about.
we gonna have to have a whole other segment on that.
Yes, for sure. I gotta get you on there too.
Huh?
Sure. I gotta get you on.
Listen, whatever. This is what we do. We waiting, we transforming, we we just impacting, and I just love you for it. She is non-stopping. Listen, make sure you go and get her material, Solutions. Wait for it. It's available on iTunes and every platform out there available.
You can stream it. You can find it in my on my IG. It's in a link on my IG. Both songs and both visual, or the visual for Wait for It, both songs, and yeah.
Good. Listen, I want to take at least like 2 to 3, if we could fit it in, questions. So make sure you put it in the comment. If you have a question, we'll try to select as best as possible. And ask Joy something before we leave. So make sure in the meantime, while we load up a question, please go follow her. Go to JOISTARR on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I don't know if you're on Twitter, all the platforms. She's shedding the light. She's transforming. And we want to continue to spread this. These songs that she has, they're under inspirational category, but they're very God-centered. And so I love it. And it's appealing. It's attractive, sounds good, feels good. I'm going to be rocking it. I can't wait till the full album comes out. So you make sure you keep us posted, and we'll make sure we follow you so we know when it drops, and we'll share it. So I love it. All right. Where's the question? Anybody want to Joy a question? Thank you, Justin. She is amazing.
Hi, babe.
Oh, look, download it. Come on, Paulie, I love you. Where's we want to load up a question. Anybody have a question for Joy before we got 10 minutes, and I want to give you guys an opportunity. Anything that you heard today that really kind of spoke to you, or you had a question, maybe it's something, maybe you want to ask for a friend. I want you to direct your question to Joy, so that we can have a little bit of interaction with the 10 minutes that we have remaining. For the rest of you, please go make sure you follow her, and make sure you support her. This is my girl. It's my heart. This is divine connection. I'm so grateful.
For sure. Yeah.
So, any questions before?
You might have answered them all.
I know. Okay, here we go. What keeps you from giving up as an artist, by Justin Lyons? That's a great question. Thank you, Justin.
What keeps me giving up as an artist?
Yeah.
From giving up. What keeps me from giving up are people. First of all, God being my focus and being the center of it all, and being why I'm doing this, is the main reason why I don't give up, because I know that my life is not my own, and it's not about me and what I feel about it. It's about fulfilling my purpose as a child of God. And in addition to that, the people, and knowing that God has called me to a specific type of person, or a specific person, that I could help or bring light to, or bring them to Christ, or, people like you, Justin, like, that are around me, that keep me going, my brother, my parents, my nieces, my nephew, like people, Erica, my core group of people, my extended friends, Coco, Tian, like you guys really are the God is the nucleus, and surrounding that, I have these amazing people around me that just give me that extra push sometimes, where I'm just like feeling a little stagnant, like, man, I feel like I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, but it doesn't feel like is making a difference. It doesn't seem like anybody cares. And then somebody would hit me and be like, hey, I thought I wanted to kill myself today, but you posted something. Or I saw your live, or I heard your song Solution, and I've been playing it over and over again, and it helped me get out of a dark space. Like those things let me know, like, God has a purpose for me, and I'm going to stay right here and not give up. So that's what keeps me from giving up.
I love it. That was an amazing answer, and I'm so grateful to be a part of that. Let's see, circumference. people around you. All right, Bernadine Dorsey, she says, what age did your music career begin?
5. 5 years old.
Oh,
I sung at a huge music, a conference.
yeah.
It was a Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ, the national conference, and they stood me on a box because I was so little. That started from there. From there, my mom had me singing at every church in LA from on the coast. Like me and my brother was little baby BB and CC. So we sang everywhere. So 5 years old.
I love it. So look, none of your kids are too young. You can start identifying that stuff at a very young age, parents. So pay attention.
Yeah.
You might have a JOISTAR on your hands, similar to. They'll have their own calling, but
yes, you know, there are times when I did not want to sing. My brother never wanted to play, ever.
Wow.
If we was at a church and no one was on the keyboard, the piano, or something, my mom be like, Lauren, go play. He never wanted to go play, ever.
Wow.
You know, but you know, sometimes you need that push to really cultivate that gift, you know?
Yeah. That's usually how it is. I want to encourage some of you guys, that very place that you're fearing oftentimes is the place that God is calling you to do something. So I want to push you guys to transform from fear to being fearless, because when you walk in that, trust in God, he'll begin to equip you. You're already equipped with everything you need, but he starts to work that out. Right. So that's dope. All right, let's take one more question. This is from my sister, y'all. That's my sister, 10. Hey, T. All right, her question is, first, then you again, where do you see yourself next? Musically, professionally, do you see a book in your future? She does. She says, I do.
Well, I have been approached about writing a book. That's something that I never really thought too hard about, but I do see it in my future. And first, then you again, where do you see yourself next? Musically and professionally. Musically, I see myself putting out my album. It'll be called Love Over Fame. Produced by my brother Warren Campbell, Baby Doug Campbell, and JRJ Music, Justin Lyons. And professionally, I see myself venturing out and blossoming as an entrepreneur and an investor. Yes. I absolutely enjoy learning and growing in the field of business and connecting that with my knowledge of the music business and giving people that are musicians information and knowledge on how to sustain the dream and to keep their dream alive. Because as a musician, what we don't really talk about is how we sustain the dream, or how do you do that? Because when you're an independent contractor, as the majority of us are, when you get one big check, that one big check may come and something else may not even happen for you for literally months.
Right.
So a lot of people that are musicians get discouraged and they live under a rock and they experience depression because they outwardly have to live up to this facade and keep up with the people around them and wear what's off the runway and Balenciaga this and Issei like that, like, you know what I'm saying? But really have not been able to afford it ever, because a stylist was always giving it to them. Right. A makeup artist was always doing their makeup, a stylist was doing their hair. So when they get in those spots where it's like, you know, financially a rough spot, then you don't hear or see from them for months.
Right.
Come up out of that spot. Why? Because financially they're not able to keep it up. So my passion is a group I started called the Dreamers.
Okay.
And so every month, I actually started this month, where I have a chat, a virtual online chat with people that are interested in leveraging themselves. And I talk to amazing experts and have them on talking about what we can do and what we should be doing with our money, how we should be investing our money, and on how we can grow as a community, because that's something that no one tells us. We just figure out, on our own. It's always trial and error. So that's what's next.
Got a lot going on. I love it. I love it. No stopping. No stopping. I love it. Wait, we about to stop 2 minutes short because my computer telling me low battery. The devil is a lie. Give me 1 second.
Listen. And the truth ain't in him.
Listen, don't look. He trying to. Y'all see me scooting and stuff over here. That's because my computer said the thing was going out. But I'm connected. I'm connected. He tried to shut me out, but the devil
was such a.
He's a whole lie. We gonna scoot all the way over on this couch until we get close to this this board while you talking. Listen, I love it. Listen, we have literally 1 minute before we have to come off, and so I just want to tell you, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Transparency. Thank you for your friendship. Did y'all enjoy this? Can y'all let me know? Huh?
I did, very much so.
I did too. Look, this is God's vision. We walking in obedience. I'm grateful. Wait a minute. Pastor Alex said TN is channeling Teddy Riley. All right. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thanks. You guys are great. Love it. I love you guys so much. I just want to, again, let's make sure we follow Joy on her platforms. Please go follow her Instagram, social media, Facebook, Twitter, all of the above. Make sure you download her music if you have not already. Solutions, and wait for it.
Yes, Solution and wait for it. You can download it.
Okay, and then Wait for It Wednesdays is her program on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. West Coast.
IG.
Yeah, and then we're gonna look forward to all these things that you talked about. So listen, we're waiting for it, and I love.
I talk about it on Wednesday. So yeah. Also, if you're interested, if anyone's interested now, you can follow a page, Dreamers Open, where I post all the information, like information that we all need to know about, like how to get your stimulus, what, unemployment things, like what we should be doing with our money, like all of that also. So music is my passion. God first.
God first. I love it.
Yes.
Be transformed.
Exactly.
I don't know what it is yet. I don't come up with something with this. But all right, so we get ready to head out of here. Please also thank you. Please also, if you also follow me, if you on social media, I'm on Facebook. You see all the icons at the bottom. Facebook.
Where can people watch this again, Tian?
Say it again.
Where can they watch it again? Like if they missed it.
Sure. Okay. So you can watch this again. I'll have it up on Facebook. I'm also connected to YouTube. I just started it. And this was before the Lord gave me this idea. So I just started it just to, play around with it. So if you guys can, please go to YouTube and subscribe to IMTN. It should be live there now as well. And you guys can, subscribe there, and I'm going to have more videos and stuff posted just as God gives it to me. Listen, next week, we will have the amazing. Somebody say, amazing. B Slade is going to be in the house. I'm so excited.
It's going to be an interesting conversation. I can't wait to hear that one.
Yeah, man. Y'all don't want to miss it. So look, make sure you following us on our platforms. You don't want to miss it. Please also sign up. If you go to my website, I got a website. Listen, why not? Just go for it, right? Like, just go. This is the time. Just go for it. So if you go to my website, also, if you can subscribe to the email list so that you don't miss it, because sometimes algorithms with social media, you can miss stuff. So I would love to stay connected with you guys, get ideas, things that you want to see, things you want to do. And this is the kingdom work. We're connected, and this is what it's all about. So before you go, I just want y'all to know I love you. I want to give a big shout out to Supreme Creative Agency. Held me all the way down. production, everything you see, help me. This is my dude, y'all. So y'all show him some love. I love you, Jay. Thank you so much. And I love you, Joy. So please, y'all share this even after this ends. Please share this because people need to hear these stories. You know, this is why we're here. This is why God created us, made us different so that we can come together and make an impact in this world. When this corona lifts, I better be ready. Because I believe
y'all better go spend that doggone stimulus in one day.
Right. Now, don't do that. Look, make sure you go to her financial education classes on Wednesdays too. Okay. But listen, we all coming out of this transformed, and we all gonna help in some way to do it. So I love y'all so much. Can y'all do me a favor before we leave and just type in be transformed, be transformed, not only to be transformed by the information, but to actually be it every day in your life, be transformed. And that is in the light of Christ. I love y'all so much. Wozy, God bless. I love you. I love y'all so much. Have an amazing evening, and we'll see you next week, Lord's will. Peace.